right now at 7.
Vehicle yielding.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shots fired. 1199. Shots fired.
Chaos unfolds during a deadly Bay Area police shooting. The just-released video showing a wild scene on an East Bay freeway.
Plus, prepared for anything, why downtown businesses in one Bay Area city are boarding up tonight.
And the popular Bay Area cycling route that is being targeted by violent criminals more and more often.
I mean, I don't even bring a phone anymore because, that's just another thing people can take.
Also tonight, lots of people left San Francisco. Now hordes of them are moving back and scoring great deals.
In fact, I'm signing a lease today, and they're moving here from Virginia.
Right now on the KPIX 5 News at 7, streaming on CBS Bay Area, A New Perspective. Tonight, on a deadly officer-involved shooting in Fremont, the new police body cam footage showing the chaotic moments. Good evening, I'm Ken Bastida.
I'm Juliette Goodrich in for Elizabeth. Just hours ago, Fremont police released the footage showing what happened along Highway 84 last month, and it may be hard to watch.
Hey, pull in. Stop. Pull over, man.
It all started in this parking lot. The officer was trying to pull over a suspect who was reportedly in a stolen car linked to an armed robbery in San Francisco. That is when the driver took off and led the officer on a chase along Highway 84. The body cam captured the moment the suspect gets out, walks toward the officer, and starts firing.
Copy, I'm coming off right now. He's reloading. Vehicle yielding.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shots fired. 1199. Shots fired.
Now, we froze the video before the suspect falls to the ground. The suspect, Joshua Gloria, was killed. The 34-year-old was from Oakland. He also had a warrant for his arrest in San Jose relating to an attempted homicide. The officer involved in the shooting was not hurt. He has been placed on leave during the investigation.
Right now, businesses in Oakland preparing for possible destructive protests in the wake of all the recent deadly police shootings. There's a demonstration scheduled for 8 tonight in the downtown area. Some merchants have already boarded up just in case.
The San Francisco Police Department is out with a new way to combat hate crimes against the Asian community. In partnership with a group community, they created a Chinese language hotline. The number is on the screen. It is available in Cantonese and Mandarin. The goal is to make it easier for the Chinese community to report crimes.
We think that language access is very important to the Chinese community, and this is a way of making sure that we close that gap in communication as there are rising number of hate crimes and other crimes against the Asian community.
Take a live look toward the East Bay's Grizzly Peak, where there's a new warning out for cyclists. As KPIX 5's Da Lin reports, armed robbers appear to be targeting cyclists and their bikes.
Detectives are trying to connect the dots. They're trying to determine if the same people were involved in the recent robberies. It's a tough ride up Grizzly Peak. Now it's becoming even more dangerous.
You're anxious enough when you hear cars coming behind you. You don't need this extra stuff thrown into it.
Cyclist Benjamin Severson says after hearing about the recent robberies on Grizzly Peak Boulevard and Wildcat Canyon Road in the Oakland and Berkeley Hills, he stopped biking with his wallet and keys.
I don't even bring a phone anymore because, that's just another thing people can take.
Police say the latest robbery was Saturday around 2 o'clock. Multiple suspects used a gun to rob someone of a Transition full suspension mountain bike that looks like this. Transition is a high-end brand. The bikes sell between $3,000 and $10,000. Police say the suspects drove away in a black or green VW or Volvo. They say the California plate is 5DJK736.
You think you live in a society and then you get like a mile away from everyone and it's the Wild West, so it's pretty scary.
The newspaper Berkeley Side reports at least 4 people have been robbed of their bikes in the area in recent weeks. There were also a couple of failed attempts.
What I'm referring to as bike jacking. You know, it becomes a lot more violent, it becomes a lot more scary.
Jessica Jensen is on the board of Grizzly Peak Cyclists. The bike club has about 550 members.
For now, when I'm doing a solo ride, I'm going to avoid Grizzly Peak and probably Wildcat as well.
The club is still doing weekly rides on Grizzly Peak.
We are concerned, so with yesterday's ride, we had a little pep talk to talk about what we can do to be safe.
Police say don't ride alone. Try to ride with a large group, at least with one other person. In the Oakland Hills, I'm Da Lin, KPIX 5.
It's Friday. Want to check your weather now? A live look at Pacifica. Typical Pacifica in the springtime. Pretty dreary looking, but we love it in Pacifica.
That's right. Surf's down right now, probably changing this weekend.
Right. We are going to see just a slight increase in those wave heights tomorrow. It's still not going to be active, but if you're a beginner, that's the kind of conditions you're looking for. So let's take a look at your forecast. At Pacifica, tomorrow, the highest wave heights are going to be 2 to 4 feet. Again, it's not going to be substantial. The winds are going to be still onshore at about 10 miles an hour, but you are going to see more sunshine breaking through, and I think the wave heights might climb just a little bit for the second half of the weekend, and temperatures are definitely going to climb for the second half of the weekend. Around 60 degrees for highs along the coast tomorrow, but then well into the 60s on Sunday. Water temperature, that's not going to change. That's stuck in the low to mid 50s. Take a look at high temperatures across the rest of the Bay Area tomorrow, near 60 along the coast. But here's the big warm-up farther inland. The North Bay and East Bay in particular are going to warm up into the 80s as you head farther inland, even into the upper 70s for the Santa Clara Valley. And this is the cooler half of the weekend. We'll check out the full weekend forecast and a look ahead at next week in just a few minutes.
All right, Paul, thank you.
Let's take a live look across San Francisco, where we're seeing a big change in the rental market. As KPIX 5's Andrea Borba reports, people aren't just moving back, they're moving up.
A year ago at this time, you would have been hard-pressed to find a moving truck to get you out of San Francisco to a place with a little bit more space. Well, today that is changing. People are moving back in, and those who never left are finding some deals on much larger places. It's hard to miss the for rent sign plastered outside apartments across San Francisco. But this time, those for rent signs come at a discount, something not seen in the city for quite some time.
Rents in San Francisco hit a low of nearly 25% for one-bedrooms, which is nuts for the city.
And for the tales of people fleeing the city for more space during the pandemic at this time last year, people are once again returning to the city by the bay, but they are joined by those who never left and aren't just moving in, but moving up as deals abound.
So if you were paying $3,500, $4,000 for a one-bedroom unit, you can probably get a 2-bedroom in some areas.
Ray Amuzinada, principal broker at Targa Residential, says 75% of the leases he works on in a month are just that, though new people are also looking to call San Francisco home.
In fact, I'm signing a lease today, and they're moving here from Virginia.
The cost of a one-bedroom has gone up 0.8% between February and March. Messages between potential tenants and landlords are up on Zumper, too.
From February to March, we've seen a 122% monthly increase of those messages.
Now, that broker we spoke with says it's going to take a little bit of time to regain that 25% loss that we saw on rental prices in the city, but it's not going to take 5 years. He predicts by the end of 2022, we will see prices fully rebound. In San Francisco, Andrea Borba, KPIX 5.
Well, with the doors open for everyone, 16 and older, clinics across the Bay Area are trying to make getting a vaccine as easy as walking in. Cities from San Jose to Oakland and Antioch are holding walk-in clinics with the hope of bypassing the appointment system and reaching the communities that are highest risk.
I just seen the sign and came on in. I've been looking all on the internet and had no luck. And today was my lucky day.
My girlfriend told me about it, that they were doing shots up here, so I decided to come up here with her to get to see about getting the shot.
For information on where you can get your shots, head to our vaccine guide at kpix.com/vaccine.
Coming up next, another exciting announcement for Bay Area sports fans just a little while ago.
Plus, he's not quitting, but there will be major changes. What a Bay Area mayor facing sexual assault allegations has decided to do.
And check out this new video. One lake in the Sierra foothills near Tahoe is now historically low.
It's receded, over half a mile. It's bad.
Plus, it's not your average driving range. The new Bay Area golf destination for adults or the whole family.
You can take all the kids out. It's not just the dads only, right? You can take all the family out, everyone hang out.
Well, he's not quitting, but tonight Windsor Mayor Dominic Fapoli is stepping back from an active role in city government while being investigated for sexual assault allegations. The mayor has faced overwhelming calls to step down following multiple accusations that he sexually assaulted several women. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Department is investigating, but Fapoli has not been charged with anything and maintains his innocence. Fapoli issued this statement to KPIX 5, saying in part, quote, "The town council will not function at the level expected by its citizens if I remain actively involved, given the strong reaction to the allegations against me."
Well, check out this new video. It's from Folsom Lake, east of Sacramento. It is super low tonight. The lake has about 362,000 acre-feet of water, which is almost double the lowest level ever recorded. And that happened during the height of the drought in 2015. Boats are only allowed to go 5 miles an hour.
When I first moved here in 2012, the lake level was practically up to this bike path. So, it's receded, over half a mile. it's bad.
Yeah, that gives the real picture. I remember being able to boat there years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, they do draw down off Folsom to make way for whatever rain and snow is coming down. So that may be part of that stark landscape there. But yeah, we need rain, Paul.
We do, and we have had exactly 0 so far in the month of April. This is the 14th time in San Francisco that 0 rain has fallen during the first 16 days of April. Only twice before have we gone through the entire month of April with 0 rainfall, and twice more just a trace, which is less than 1/100th of an inch. So this is not something that typically happens, that we go through the entire month of April dry. Now, this is far from our wettest month of the year, but we usually pick up at least some. The good news is there are at least hints down the line in the forecast that we may see some rain chances later in the month. We're looking ahead to next week, so we're starting with Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday when there's still near 0 rain chances. But the long-range forecast models, and this is really long range, are hinting at a more active weather pattern trying to move in as we start off that last full week of April. This is a long way down the line, but I'm not just cherry picking one forecast model and saying, hey, there's some sign here while everything else is dry. Multiple forecast models are showing the same picture, the same general pattern, indicating at least some rain chances towards the end of the month. Fingers crossed. Let's take a look at what's happening right now. Plenty of fog rolling through the Golden Gate. The bridge is in there somewhere, but just love this perspective at sunset. Just shows perfectly that the atmosphere is a fluid, just flowing along. Temperature, 50 degrees right now downtown. It is chilly and it is breezy. 53 degrees in Oakland, not much warmer. Temperatures in Santa Rosa and San Jose down to the 50s already. Still 60s for Livermore and Concord. Here are the wind speeds, mostly in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range, but 21 miles an hour right now at SFO. So not only is it cool, but it is also quite windy. The winds are going to calm down as we head through the rest of tonight. We'll start off tomorrow morning with that fog and low cloud cover, but it's going to back up pretty quickly. Already by 10 o'clock, improving visibilities around the bay. Just that fog stubbornly clinging to the coast. That should dissipate as we head towards midday and into the afternoon. So it's been pretty gray along the coast today. I think you are going to see more sunshine tomorrow afternoon with warmer temperatures on the way for Sunday. Tonight, temperatures are going to drop down to the mid to upper 40s for most of us. Low 40s in the valleys of the North Bay. This is a normal looking temperature map. High temperatures tomorrow are going to be all over the place because we're going to see offshore winds trying to kick in farther inland, warming things up, but onshore winds along the coast and around the bay trying to keep things cool. So only 60 along the coast, but into the lower half of the 70s around the south end of the bay and into the upper 70s, even close to 80 degrees for the Santa Clara Valley. Warmer than that inland in the East Bay. Low 80s for most of the Tri-Valley. The warmest spots east of the Diablo Range into the mid-80s, and it'll be even warmer on Sunday. High temperatures around the bay. Upper half of the 60s for San Francisco with low 70s on the east side of the bay, and then mostly right around within a degree or two of 80 degrees for most of the North Bay. Temperatures a little warmer as you head farther inland up into the low to mid-80s as you go up towards Cloverdale, with temperatures just a little bit cooler around Lakeport and Clear Lake. Up into Mendocino and Lake counties, temperatures are still going to be well above average. Even warmer on Sunday, and then we start to cool down. Temperatures will be warmer even near the water on Sunday. A return to near average temperatures by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then long range. We can hope for that rain chance to maybe pay us a visit beyond the 7-day forecast.
Hope springs eternal. Thanks, Paul.
Well, here is a look at some of our top headlines. Police have identified the man they say shot and killed 8 people in a FedEx facility in Indianapolis. He's 19-year-old Brandon Hull. He was a former employee at the facility. The FBI says they questioned him last year after his mother told police he might commit suicide by cop. Police say when they arrived last night, they found the shooter took his own life after a rampage at the facility.
They found several victims injured and several victims deceased, as well as the suspect.
My initial thought was, don't die and escape. But then when I started seeing everybody roll up from midnight shift, I felt the need to help people.
Well, right now, the city of Minneapolis is setting up one of the biggest security operations in Minnesota's history. Thousands of officers and troops are already on patrol ahead of jury deliberations next week in Derek Chauvin's trial for the death of George Floyd. There's also still anger tonight over Sunday's shooting of Dante Wright. Families of both Wright and Floyd came together earlier. Wright's mother demanding tougher charges against the former police officer who says she mistook her gun for a taser.
Second-degree manslaughter is not okay. I'm not okay with that. That's not right. She murdered my son.
President Biden hosting a foreign leader for the first time earlier at the White House. He discussed the pandemic, the climate, and technology with Japan's new prime minister. They also talked about discrimination against the Asian community. Here's some good news for San Jose Sharks fans tonight. They will be allowed back into the SAP Center starting Monday, April 26th. It's unclear how many tickets will be sold, but it is expected to be less than 35% capacity. And Ken, you need proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. That'll be required for the 6 remaining home games.
All right, thank you, Juliet. Coming up next, the Bay Area city that just officially unveiled its tallest mural, the important message behind it. Also, the Bay Area's newest golf destination. What makes this driving range way different than the others?
It's approachable for everyone to have a fun time.
And then later, vaccine awareness is the name of the game these days for beast mode.
Pleasure to meet the Dr. Fauci himself. You understand me? What's happening, big dog?
The Bay Area has a new golf destination. Top Golf is finally opening its first Bay Area complex in San Jose's Alviso neighborhood. It was supposed to open last year, then COVID hit and everything got put on hold. Top Golf is a high-tech driving range. There are 120 bays that you can rent for $40 to $60 an hour. Up to 6 players can hit balls, grab some food, drink beer, wine, cocktails. No golf experience is necessary.
You don't have to be a great player to even come in here and have a good time. You can take all the kids out. It's not just the dads only, right? You can take all the family out, to everyone to hang out.
You're going to see serious golfers, and you're also going to see people that never play golf.
And tonight, Oakland has officially unveiled the tallest mural in the city. The 190-foot mural is on the side of the Marriott City Center on Broadway. The message, End World Hunger. It is meant to bring attention to food insecurity. Mayor Libby Schaaf and celebrity chef Tyler Florence were there for today's unveiling and say they are ready to take action against hunger.
This incredible symbol
will serve as a daily reminder to us about what our moment is about and what our work is going forward.
And I, for one, want to tell you loud and clear, count me in. Count me in right now.
Coming up next, a different type of interview for Dr. Fauci. What beast mode had to say to him.
What do you think about that?
Dr. Anthony Fauci invited former Raider Marshawn Lynch to a Zoom call earlier to raise awareness about vaccines in the black and brown communities. Conversation with Beast Mode got off to a great start.
Pleasure to meet the Dr. Fauci himself. You understand me? What's happening, big dog?
Thank you. It's good to be with you, Marshawn.
No problem. Did you understand anything I just said?
Yeah, I got it. I'm good at that.
All right.
Fauci, the big dog. Nobody could have predicted this during the pandemic. No one.
No one could have. And I like when he said, let's just keep it real off the top. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at 11.